Hi, this is Kit, and I wanted to show off and share how I make my margarita mix and margaritas. So I start off with a ratio. It takes 4 parts juice and 3 parts water, 3 parts sugar. And the water and the sugar you make a simple syrup with. So not knowing exactly how much juice I'm going to get, I just get a bag of lemons and a bag of limes from the store, and I work on juicing them. Now, the first thing I do to prepare them for juicing is to roll them over a little bit. So I'm going to speed up through that process. But yeah, I don't know exactly how much water and how much sugar I'll need until I know how many ounces of juice I've squeezed. It kind of depends upon how juicy the fruit is, of course. So I squeeze out all the lime juice, and then I'm going to follow up with squeezing out all of the lemon juice. The lime juice really adds a great flavor, so I always make sure to include both lemon and lime. But if you don't care for one or the other, you can always just make it exclusively with lime or with lemon juice. I'm using a squeezer that's like a vice squeezer, so you invert the fruit and then you squeeze it together to get all of the juice out. So going through and rolling those lemons to prepare them for juicing. Now the lime juice squeezes pretty clean, but the lemon juice tends to squeeze with seeds and with more pulp. So later on I will strain out the juice to make sure that there is no pulp or seeds floating around in it, because that would not make for a good margarita. So here I'm getting the end of the juice. And I'll know here in a moment how much juice I've made in ounces. All right, so I'm looking and not sure if you can see or not, but it's 24 ounces of juice is what I squeezed. So 24 in a 4:3:3 ratio would mean 24 ounces juice would calculate to 18 ounces of sugar and 18 ounces of water to make this simple syrup with. So application of some basic math there. And you'll see my calculation here. And again, it's working through that 4:3:3 ratio, which I find makes the perfect margarita mix. So I'm measuring out my sugar and my water. So 18 ounces of sugar. Oop, there goes my pressure canner in the background right now. 18 ounces of water. And because this isn't a super saturated concentration, it's a 1-to-1, you probably could let the water and the sugar sit and just stir it together, and it would eventually dissolve all the sugar. But I usually put it on the stove in order to make it dissolve a little bit quicker to transform it into that simple syrup. And here you can see I'm straining out all of the pulp and the seeds to make sure that the juice is nice and clean of any loose fragments that you wouldn't want floating around. Yuck, all the pulp. So toss that away. And now you see I have a good clear simple syrup of the 1 part sugar, 1 part water mix. So I'm adding that into the juice now. 24 ounces juice is what I squeezed, so 18 ounces each of water and sugar. Combining that with a whisk to stir it up nice. And it ends up in bottles like these, which can go into the fridge quite easily. Now I'm going to share my perfect margarita blend. So that is 1 3/4 ounces tequila, 3/4 ounces of triple sec, and 3 ounces of my margarita mix. You can, of course, reduce the tequila and the triple sec a little bit if you like a lighter margarita, but I find that this is a nice combination that I particularly like. So adding the triple sec, shaking up. It's always a good idea to give it a little bit of a shake with the margarita mix. Adding 2 ounces and then the 1/3 ounce right there. I use a milk frother to whisk it up instead of trying to shake it in a shaker. I just find this to be a lot easier. So I always give it a really good whisk to make sure that all of it is blended together nicely. And then I pop in the ice cubes to bring it to a perfect chill. And then it's ready to imbibe. So hopefully you can enjoy some margaritas soon.